filmmakers who need their own Star Wars movie right now. The Star Wars movies occupy a never-expanding galaxy, so it's going to need a few more stars of the filmmaking variety sooner rather than later. With Rian Johnson's Star Wars, The Last Jedi, in theaters December 15th, looming on the horizon like a fully charged Death Star, big-name directors are getting the call. Ron Howard stepped in at the last minute to finish the young Han Solo spin-off, Solo, a Star Wars story, out May 25, 2018, and J.J. Abrams is returning to conclude the current trilogy with Episode 9. Johnson impressed Lucasfilm brass so much he's getting to oversee a trio of films outside of the long-running Skywalker saga. Previously, 5 things to know about the new Chewbacca, Joonas Suotamo more, sorry, Han Solo, there's no time in The Last Jedi to mourn your tragic death. Also, Last Jedi cast talks Leia's legacy, books and new boyfriend Rian Johnson related. The Star Wars galaxy needs women behind the camera more than ever. Who should be next? Here are 5 possibilities who could bring talent to the Force, be it in episodes 10, 11 and 12 or perhaps a standalone Boba Fett jam. No one's got more geekerd, and the Mexican director is no stranger to franchise flicks, having helmed 2 Hellboy movies and almost directed The Hobbit. He's a Star Wars fan, has a penchant for sumptuous visuals, see Pan's Labyrinth, Crimson Peak, and is likely an Oscar contender with his new film The Shape of Water. A Best Director nomination probably wouldn't hurt his chances. If Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy finally decides to hire a woman to direct Star Wars, she's loaded with options: TV's Michelle MacLaren, Game of Thrones, a surprise pick such as Lorene Scafaria, The Meddler, or perhaps the hottest director in Hollywood, Patty Jenkins, Wonder Woman. DuVernay, though, would be the likeliest candidate. The Selma director is in post-production on the Disney fantasy A Wrinkle in Time, out March 9th, which could be her audition. Not that she needs one after getting the official J.J. Abrams seal of approval. As much as Star Wars has always been full of pews, and razzle-dazzle, there's also been underlying emotion and deep character work. The whole I Am Your Father sequence. That's drama gold, after having helmed the Oscar-winning Moonlight, and with seemingly more than a passing interest in the galaxy far, far away. Jenkins could bring a new sensibility to a franchise that's committed to growing its massive fan base and emphasizing diversity in front of the camera. Doing a Star Wars movie would have to be a bucket list gig for a guy who grew up reading sci-fi, and Villeneuve is the go-to director of late in the genre. The filmmaker's arrival is one of very few sci-fi projects ever to get a Best Picture nomination, while Blade Runner 2049, though not a box office hit, is one of the very few sequels that actually improved on a classic. He signed to adapt Frank Herbert's Dune, but would he turn down Star Wars if offered? The call of lightsabers and starships might be too great. Prior to Thor, Ragnarok, Waititi would have been an unlikely candidate. Now, he'd be a pretty smart pick, whether we're talking about the further adventures of Poe Dameron or a film set in the kooky cool environment of the Cantina Band. The New Zealand filmmaker has a gift for impressive Flash Gordon-style world-building, can meld heartfelt humor and goofball attitude like nobody's business, and offers an infectious personality on the promotional circuit.